So, Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir recently did the unthinkable, told the truth. And for that, I am grateful. To the great chagrin and disappointment of the Aman Ki Asha Brigade, one of the most important and influential people in all of Pakistan said what I think all Indians have known all along, but some Indians love to pretend that it's not the truth. So Asim Munir recently completely and utterly endorsed the two-nation theory. And he said the entire rationale for Pakistan is based on this two-nation theory. The two-nation theory that believes that Hindus and Muslims are fundamentally two different nations and civilizations.
पाकिस्तान की कहानी अपने बच्चों को जो है आपने जरूर सुनानी है ताकि वो पाकिस्तान की कहानी ना भूलें. Well, our forefathers they thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life.
He said that we are different from Hindus in every possible aspect of life. Now, some people were outraged at arguably the most powerful person in Pakistan making this statement, but I, for one, am thankful to him, because he has made the Aman Ki Asha Brigade more uncomfortable than a JNU student at a Hindu festival. Because after this statement, spare a thought for the makers of Mehuna, where the villain is the Indian army officer who doesn't want peace and the Pakistanis just want to get along. Spare a thought for the makers of Pathan and Ek Tha Tiger, where the Pakistani army and the ISI is actually trying to help India in protecting their national security. Spare a thought for the makers of Bajrangi Bhaijaan, where they'll tell you that the only thing that Pakistanis have in their hearts towards Indians is love. I'm glad that that love is finally being expressed so openly by the chief of the Pakistani army. I'm glad that this has been said, because every few years there's an attempt at rapprochement with the Pakistanis, with either talks of Indian-Pakistan matches or trying to invite Pakistani singers and actors to come work in Bollywood. I hope this statement by Munir puts to bed all of that nonsense, because remember, these cricketers and artists are often hand in glove with the Pakistani army. They've publicly praised the Pakistani army on multiple occasions. And here's the head of the Pakistani army, the most influential and powerful organization in Pakistan, openly stating the official Pakistani position on India. And look, we have to give credit to Pakistan where it's due, because the Pakistanis have never been confused about this. It's the Indians that have always been confused about this. When Pakistan was created, leaders like Iqbal and Jinnah didn't say that they wanted a new country for a better economy or for some petty political reasons. No, their core argument was Islam and Hinduism are completely different from each other, and that Muslims simply cannot coexist with the Hindus. This has always been the core belief of the Pakistani state, the Pakistani people, and clearly the Pakistani political and army leadership. But in India, you'll often hear the Aman Ki Asha people saying that talks and dialogue will solve everything. And on the altar of this Aman Ki Asha, these people are willing to offer some very significant sacrifices, like the sacrifice of the Kashmiri Hindus.
हम डर गए उन लोगों से, फिर हमने सब सामान उठाकर यहाँ आए हैं.
Hell, the sacrifice of Jammu and Kashmir itself, as many of these people have offered to cede Jammu and Kashmir to Pakistan in order to build trust. They're willing to sacrifice thousands of lives in incessant terror attacks. They're willing to offer thousands of security personnel's lives in 4 full-scale wars, plus a decades-long terrorist insurgency. But thankfully, a vast majority of Indians are not willing to offer that sacrifice anymore. In fact, one of the most venerated figures amongst the Aman Ki Asha crowd, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, was also extremely unwilling to offer any sacrifices on the altar of Aman Ki Asha. In his book, Thoughts on Pakistan, Ambedkar said it loud and clear. He said, Islam is a closed corporation, and the Brotherhood of Islam is not the universal brotherhood of man. It is the brotherhood of Muslims for Muslims only. There is a fraternity, but its benefit is confined to those within that corporation. Ambedkar didn't stop there. He said, the Hindu-Muslim unity is an empty dream. The differences between Hindus and Muslims are not just social or political, they're religious and deep-rooted. He added that Muslims cherish a longing to establish Muslim rule in India again, and that makes this coexistence with Hindus inherently unstable. In short, he believed that Islam doesn't believe in coexistence and mutual respect. It believes in the power of the Ummah, in the power of Islam, and in Islam's complete and utter dominance of the non-Muslims. And another thing that I liked about Munir's statement is that he didn't stop at just expressing this difference. He urged Pakistanis to pass this two-nation ideology to the next generation. And this actually was my favorite part of the speech and something that gave me a lot of hope. Because this two-nation theory and the Islamic supremacist ideology of Pakistan has worked only and only to economically, politically, and socially devastate Pakistan. Pakistan is so poor that they're having to give hair dryers to the man of the match in the Pakistani Super League instead of actual money. In fact, you know those "Yo mama so poor" jokes? You can now crack those exact same jokes and replace mama with Pakistan. Your Pakistan so poor, they can't even pay attention. Your Pakistan so poor, pigeons throw bread at them. Your Pakistan so poor, they've never received a scam email from a Nigerian prince. Your Pakistan so poor that they have to have sex with an ATM in order to take out money. If you enjoyed these Your Pakistan so poor jokes, please let me know your best Your Pakistan so poor jokes in the comment section down below. So I'm very happy that the Pakistanis are choosing to continue down this path. Because in 20 years, India will be a high-income economy. And I hope Pakistan will continue down this path, and the economic, political, and social ruin that this belief in the two-nation theory will bring to them will undoubtedly tear the country apart. That way, we will get POK back without any bloodshed. Balochistan can be a free country and join an EU-like system with India. The divided Pashtuns can finally be united under one greater Afghanistan, and the superhighways that will pass through Gilgit-Baltistan into Afghanistan will hopefully make both India and Afghanistan very rich. Meanwhile, the Pakistanis can take a great amount of pride in the two-nation theory and the superiority of Islam while begging the IMF for their 3700th loan. Now look, the Aman Ki Asha people, that's an incorrigible bunch. I don't think they can stop living in denial. Denial is what's keeping them going. But I'm glad that a critical mass of Indians are now not living in denial. I'm glad that people see that the two-nation theory is real and it still shapes Pakistan's national character. Secondly, India must take pride in building its wealth and its civilization. I also think one of the reasons why the Pakistani general had to come out and make such a speech is because there are plenty of YouTube street interviews these days where you'll find every maybe third or fourth Pakistani saying something positive about India, about its economic development, and how the world is now starting to respect India. Now see, that's not good for the Pakistani army, because what's next? A feeling of remorse over the partition? Now if that happens, that's really going to suck for the Pakistani army, whose entire business model depends upon hatred of India and the hatred of the Hindus. So I'm very happy with the statements of the Pakistani general, and I hope Pakistan continues on this path. And so does the future generations of Pakistan. Because that way lies the ruin of Pakistan, and that is good for India in the long run. And I want to ask you, what do you make of this statement? What is your favorite Yo Pakistan so poor joke? Let me know in the comment section down below. I will see you for the next one. And if you're enjoying these short form reaction videos on the English channel, let me know what you think about them. I'm making similar videos on the CEO Reacts, our third channel as well. So if you haven't subscribed to it, go subscribe to that as well. And if you'd like to see more content like this, short form reaction content, maybe we'll discuss some social theories, some snack-sized history. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below as well. I will see you for the next one. And until then, stay happy, stay healthy. We'll see you for the next one. And to all of you, a secular pranam.